Good afternoon, I'm Chef Joe, Culinary Director and Executive Chef at Abundant Harvest Catering and Harvest Cafe in Lindenwold, New Jersey. Today for you, I'm going to prepare a crabmeat cheesecake. Wow, that's right, a crabmeat cheesecake. Can you imagine that? It's going to have a pecan crust, and we have some nice Georgia pecans here, flour, butter. The filling is going to be a mixture of Creole cream cheese, lump crab meat, egg, onion, little Worcestershire, and some hot sauce. All right? And then we're going to finish it with some wild mushrooms and onions. It's going to have a nice reduction over top of it. So this is how we're going to start. In our food processor, we're going to mix our pecans, which we have 3 cups of pecans, 3 cups of flour, a half a pound of whole butter. Make sure it's nice and ice cold. We're going to go in our food processor. We're going to put all of our flour in there. And what you want to do is you want to combine all this and grind those pecans down. The pecans are going to give it that crunchy flair to it. We're going to slowly add whole butter to this. Very simple. Don't be agitated at home. Take your time. Good food takes time. Once you have all that butter, you're going to take that and you're going to put it in a bowl. Okay? You're going to add cold water to that, and you're going to get a texture like this. All right? And that's what you want to get. You want to have a nice feel, not too wet. You're going to use a springform pan. We like to use 10-inch round springform pans. You can buy them in any store for about $10, $6 to $10, okay? Okay? And you're going to press very thinly inside, all the way around. Now I like to use my hands. Some people don't like to use their hands. And just as if you would make a regular cheesecake at home, all right, you're going to press this down, and you're going to go up the sides also. And you want to do it about 1/4 inch. Not too thick, because if it's too thick, the walls will get too heavy and your crust will fall down when you cut it. All right, so you're going to go all the way around. And you want to primp the edges, make sure it's nice and even. I'm going to do half of this for you. Go ahead, at this stage, you're going to take this crust, once it's all completed, and you're going to put it in the oven and blind bake it for about 10-15 minutes. All right, it's going to go in at about 350 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. All right? So while that's blind baking, we're going to make our filling. Our filling is going to consist of cream cheese, okay? You're going to use 7 whole eggs. And to tell you a little bit about the Harvest Cafe is a mixture of regional American cuisine. It's got a light, soulful touch to it. We put our heart and soul into everything that we make. We have a catering facility that seats 350 to 400 people. Not many facilities have that. And it's located right next to our beautiful sanctuary at Bethany Baptist Church. So after you get the ingredients in here, you're going to add a half a cup of hot sauce, a half a cup of Worcestershire. You're going to put this into the food processor. which it would go in, and you're going to end up with this. Okay? You're also going to add 2 pounds of lump crab meat to this mixture. Okay? You don't want to use too much of expensive crab meat in this because you're going to be beating it up a little bit, so it's going to break up. You don't want that to happen. Okay? Got a nice texture here. At this stage, that's your filling. That filling is going to go into your crust. Hopefully everybody's with me and I'm not going too fast for you. You're going to put that filling into your crust and you're going to bake it for 90 minutes. 90 minutes. You have to give it 90 minutes. If you don't give it 90 minutes, it's going to come out too wet. Okay? So, after we do that, we are going to make our sauce for our crab meat cheesecake. It's a combination of wild mushrooms. We have some oyster mushrooms here, shiitake mushrooms, sauteed onions, and we have some super jumbo lump crab meat. Now, it took somebody a lot of time to do that, so you have to really take care of it. Okay? And what you want to do to make that sauce is you want to get a pan nice and hot. You want to sweat down your onions, okay? Then we're going to sweat down our mushrooms, and we're going to touch it with a little bit of hot sauce, a little bit of Worcestershire, and a fresh squeeze of lemon juice. All right, that's a traditional Louisiana sauce that's served on a lot of cheesecakes in Louisiana. And if you've ever been to Louisiana, what you'll see is a lot of cheesecakes with different items in them. Some of them have salmon cheesecake, some of them have shrimp cheesecake. We like to do crab meat cheesecake because we have an abundance of crab because we're very close to Maryland. And there's nothing better than Maryland crab meat, right? So at this stage, we add our onion. And we're gonna saute it up till it's just wilted down. I'm making enough just for one order. And while that's cooking, let's take a look at our cheesecake. Look at that. Assuming in TV time we gave it 90 minutes. So our onions are still sweating. Like to saute them up just a little bit. While they're simmering, here's our crab meat cheesecake. Out of the oven, 90 minutes, nice and golden brown. Your crust is nice and even. We want to let it rest, okay? Now we have our mushrooms. We have shiitake mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, and some fresh button mushrooms. I'm going to add that a little bit at a time. Again, we're just going to sweat this down just a little bit. Then we're going to add our hot sauce. And that's about 2 tablespoons. And it's about 2 to 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire. Some fresh squeezed lemon. We don't want the seeds in there. Then we have about a half a cup to a cup of heavy cream. You're gonna let that simmer. It's going to come to a nice thick consistency, just thick enough to coat the back of a spoon. Look at that. Beautiful. This is a great Thanksgiving dish to have on the table. You don't want to serve too much of it to too many people sitting around because it's very rich. So what I like to do is cut wedges out of it. Just hot enough. Now our sauce is getting thick. Now we want to add our jumbo lump crab meat to this. We're going to let that simmer down. You notice I didn't put any salt in this. Why? Because Worcestershire has sodium in it, hot sauce has sodium in it, and when you reduce all that down, that sodium is going to get more and more intense. So whenever I cook, I always salt and pepper last, if it needs that all. Okay. Now you can serve this as a lunch dish, or a dinner appetizer, or entree. And if you're serving it for lunch, I like to serve a little mixed green salad. So I made a little raspberry vinaigrette earlier today. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a little bit of mixed greens next to this to give it some color. All right. And our sauce is coming together nice. And you want to serve that right over top. Get a couple of those nice lumps in there. And that, my friends, is our crab meat cheesecake. I'm Chef Joe, culinary director, executive chef at Abundant Harvest Catering, Harvest Cafe in Lindenwold, New Jersey. Stop by and see us.